Achilles, a name that will last throughout the ages, a name that is synonymous with the Trojan Wars and has been forever immortalised in Homer's Iliad. This is the story of one of the greatest warriors of Greek mythology.
Achilles!
Son of Peleus, king of the Myrmidons, and of Thetis and Nereid, it was said that Achilles' mother was deeply concerned about her son's mortality. Thus, when he was still a baby, she did everything she could to try and make him immortal. Legend has it that the waters that flowed through the river Styx conferred the invulnerability of the gods, so Thetis, in her quest to make her son immortal, held the infant Achilles by his foot and dipped him into the river. However, she gripped his heel so tight that the waters never touched his heel, and thus Achilles became invulnerable everywhere but here. Soon after Thetis abandoned her son, at Peleus' request, young Achilles was sent away to be educated and raised by the centaur Cheiron. Cheiron teaches the young boy how to hunt and feeds him a diet of lions and she-wolves to make him strong. It's during these years that Achilles develops a close friendship with Patroclus. At 9 years old, a seer predicts that Achilles will die heroically in battle at the hands of the Trojans, so at Thetis' request, he is sent into hiding on the island of Skyros, disguised as a young girl at the court of King Lycomedes. However, another prophecy predicts that the Greeks cannot win the war against their Trojan foes without Achilles. Therefore, upon discovering his whereabouts, the Greek king Odysseus tricks Achilles into joining his expedition to Troy. Terrified by the seer's prophecy, Thetis, in a final attempt to protect her son, has a sword and shield and armour forged to keep him safe on the expedition. Legend has it that the Trojan War began when Zeus decided to reduce the mortal population of Earth by arranging a war between the Greeks and the Trojans. He did so by urging Aphrodite to pressure Paris, son of Priam, king of Troy, to go to Sparta and win the heart of King Menelaus' wife, Helen, and bring her back to Troy, to which he did. Enraged by this, Menelaus swore to take his revenge and assembled an army of the finest warriors in all of Greece, including Achilles and his Myrmidons, and set off to conquer Troy. When in battle after battle, Achilles becomes a hero to his men and lives up to the myth of his invulnerability. However, during the war, Agamemnon, leader of the Achaean armies and brother of Menelaus, captures Chryses and incurs the wrath of the god Apollo in the process. As Apollo unleashes a deadly plague on the Greek armies, Agamemnon finally agrees to release Chryses to Apollo, but demands Achilles' wife Braces in return. Infuriated that Agamemnon had insulted his honour, Achilles gathered his belongings and refused to ever fight again on Agamemnon's behalf. Now without their greatest warrior, the Greeks began to lose battle after battle. With the tide of the war now turning in favour of the Trojans, Patroclus convinced Achilles to let him use his armour. That way the Trojans would be deceived into believing that Achilles had rejoined the fight. At first the plan seemed to work. However, the Trojan prince Hector, under the guide of the god Apollo, tracked down Patroclus and killed him. In his agony and rage, Achilles put aside his dispute with Agamemnon and rejoined the fighting, slaughtering every Trojan that stood between him and Hector. As Achilles caught Hector outside the gates of Troy, Hector desperately tried to reason with the infuriated warrior. But Achilles took his revenge and slit Hector's throat before dragging his corpse behind a chariot all the way back to the Greek camp before tossing it to the dogs. Legend has it that Achilles, still fraught with rage, returned to Troy to exact further revenge for his fallen friend. However, Apollo warned Hector's brother Paris of his coming. Thus, as Achilles entered the city of Troy, Paris ambushed him and fired a single arrow from his bow, which, guided by the hand of Apollo, struck Achilles in his only weak spot, his heel. Achilles died immediately where he fell, finally shattering the myth of his invulnerability. Sometime after his death, Achilles was cremated and his ashes placed in the tomb of Achilles on the beach of Troy. It is said that upon his death, the spirit of Achilles joined that of other fallen heroes in the underworld. Thanks for watching, and let me know in the comment section what are your thoughts on Achilles and other warriors of Greek mythology.